Lecture The Spirit and Influence of Vedanta, delivered at the 20th Century Club, Boston, Part 1. Before going into the subject of this afternoon, will you allow me to say a few words of thanks now that I have the opportunity? I have lived 3 years amongst you. I have traveled over nearly the whole of America, and as I am going back from here to my own country, it is meet that I should take this opportunity of expressing my gratitude in this Athens of America. When I first came to this country, after a few days, I thought I would be able to write a book on the nation. But after 3 years' stay here, I find I am not able to write even a page. On the other hand, I find in traveling in various countries that beneath the surface differences that we find in dress and food and little details of manners, man is man all the world over. The same wonderful human nature is everywhere represented. Yet there are certain characteristics, and in a few words, I would like to sum up all my experiences here. In this land of America, no question is asked about a man's peculiarities. If a man is a man, that is enough. And they take him into their hearts. And that is one thing I have never seen in any other country in the world. I came here to represent a philosophy of India which is called the Vedanta philosophy. This philosophy is very, very ancient. It is the outcome of that mass of ancient Aryan literature known by the name of the Vedas. It is, as it were, the very flower of all the speculations and experiences and analysis embodied in that mass of literature collected and culled through centuries. This Vedanta philosophy has certain peculiarities. In the first place, it is perfectly impersonal. It does not owe its origin to any person or prophet. It does not build itself around one man as the center. Yet it has nothing to say against philosophies which do build themselves around certain persons. In later days in India, other philosophies and systems arose, built around certain persons such as Buddhism or many of our present sections. They each have a certain leader to whom they owe allegiance, just as the Christians and Mohammedans have. But the Vedanta philosophy stands at the background of all these various sections, and there is no fight and no antagonism between the Vedanta and any other system in the world. One principle it lays down, and that the Vedanta claims is to be found in every religion in the world, that man is divine, that all this which we see around us is the outcome of that consciousness of the divine. Everything that is strong and good and powerful in human nature is the outcome of that divinity, and though potential in many, there is no difference between man and man, essentially, all being alike divine. There is, as it were, an infinite ocean behind, and you and I are so many waves coming out of that infinite ocean, and each one of us is trying his best to manifest that infinite outside. So, potentially, each one of us has that infinite ocean of existence, knowledge, and bliss as our birthright, our real nature, and the difference between us is caused by the greater or lesser power to manifest that divine. Therefore, the Vedanta lays down that each man should be treated not as what he manifests, but as what he stands for. Each human being stands for the divine, and therefore every teacher should be helpful, not by condemning man, but by helping him to call forth the divinity that is within him. It also teaches that all the vast mass of energy that we see displayed in society and in every plane of action is really from inside out, and therefore what is called inspiration by other sections, the Vedantists begs the liberty to call the expiration of man. At the same time, it does not quarrel with other sections. The Vedanta has no quarrel with those who do not understand this divinity of man. Consciously or unconsciously, every man is trying to unfold that divinity. Man is like an infinite spring coiled up in a small box, and that spring is trying to unfold itself, and all the social phenomena that we see the result of this trying to unfold. All the competitions and struggles and evils that we see around us are neither the causes of these unfoldments nor the effects. As one of our great philosophers says, in the case of the irrigation of a field, the tank is somewhere upon a higher level, and the water is trying to rush into the field and is barred by a gate. But as soon as the gate is opened, the water rushes in by its own nature, and if there is dust and dirt in the way, the water rolls over them. But dust and dirt are neither the result nor the cause of this unfolding of the divine nature of man. They are coexistent circumstances and therefore can be remedied.